There's nothing wrong with you. You're perfect. You're perfect where you are right now. Learning, understanding, all the way through your being that these words are the truth, are tools, are messages to help you set yourself free, to help you enjoy freedom, and even manifest the things that you want in your life. There's nothing wrong with you. You're perfect as you are. This mantra, let me give you the background. This mantra was something that I've been told from one of my therapists for some years. And it kept coming to me the last couple of days here. There's nothing wrong with you. Let me give you the background, and hopefully, and maybe, let me see the light. Let's get some light on the screen here. So, if you can relate to what I'm saying here, the message in this video will help you step into more freedom, will help you become yourself even more, will help you shred the layers of all the old, let go of all that you are not, to let out, to become, to be even more of what you are. Back in 2012, I started my personal development journey. I signed up for my first seminar. I went to London for 3 days, and it became years with personal development, years with building a business, years with a lot of energy and a lot of excitement, and everything was great. It was like surfing on a high wave. And I spent more than most people on personal development, on seminars, on coaches, on mentors, and I learned so much. And I enjoyed it, and it helped me in many ways. After my big breakdown, and what I would describe today, and this is not everybody understanding this, but you can Google this if you want, or use ChatGPT. I went through a period in my life, what's my big breakdown after a breakup with a woman that I thought to be my woman for the rest of the life, the woman of my dreams. That was just a lie. She had another man. And when I learned that, I cracked. And from there, that period was, and this is the word here, that period was, I describe it as dark night of my soul. Dark night of my soul. You can Google that if you want. If you feel like everything is hopeless, and you feel like it's a very dark period of your life, it might be that the dark night of your soul, or whatever it's called. There's a book around this that it might help you, because you would be able to relate to that. After that period, I learned so much from that, because I started learning how to let go emotionally, how to let go energetically of a lot of stopped, trapped, whatever you want to call it, energies, emotions, experiences from especially from my childhood. And letting go of all of this has been probably the biggest thing in me learning to love myself, learning to find myself and then love myself, learning to connect with myself again, and learning to keep figuring out who am I in different situations. And why do I say there's nothing wrong with you? Because that's what my therapist said. After all of these years, 13 years in total of really, really, really a lot of experiences, a lot of investments in personal development, it also became a habit for me. Rush to get to the next seminar, rush to sign up for the next thing. Nothing wrong in doing that. That's not what I'm speaking about here. But the thing is that when I took the time and I got to learn myself, I discovered my thoughts in a new way. I discovered emotions. I discovered how is my being doing? How am I? What am I feeling? What am I feeling today? Some days are good, some days are less good. What happens when I do these things? What happens when I take on an actor job? What happens when I post a video that's very opening up about myself? What happens if I speak with a beautiful woman? All of these things, all of the time. What happens if I speak with a person and are very honest from myself? What is happening inside of me? Learning myself, all of these things. And the therapist, there's nothing wrong with you. That which became a mantra for me is about, I believe, the habit of signing up for the next thing, the habit of always trying to figure out, like if there was something wrong with me. But there's nothing wrong with you. And the thing is, I'll do my best to explain this, so if you can relate to these things, some kind of idea that there's something wrong with you. And it could be mentally, it could be physically, it could be trying to grow your business, trying to deliver more to more people, being more to more people. And then there's this voice or this feeling of maybe not being good enough, or I can't do that, or something is wrong with me. But this is the thing. When I kept, I'm going to speak from me, when I kept looking for the next thing that is wrong with me, it comes from a root of very deep down, there is something wrong with me. Fear. So, and this for me was not something that changed overnight, and I can still have these things showing up. But when you begin to repeat these things, like there's nothing wrong with you, there's nothing wrong with you, and turn your back on the idea of there's something wrong with you, and looking more and more into the idea of who are you. Try different things, and I'm speaking from my own journey here. Try different things that you've always wanted to try. Try different things that you never wanted to try. Try different things that's just showing up. Things that a lot of people would say, I'm not going to do that, it's too late, I'm too old, I'm not looking good enough, or I don't have the confidence. All of these things, try them out, test them. And with the mantra in mind, there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. So whenever we test something, whenever we play with something, whenever something shows up in your life and you step into it, you play with that thing that shows up. I love the word play. You're curious about it. You will learn more about yourself. what your thoughts are, how you feel about this, what's showing up. And instead of reacting, go inside and be curious about what's going on. Not from an energy of there's something wrong, more of an energy of who am I and who am I not? Because who am I not? When I began to look into these things, there's a lot of what I am not showing up. Because if you step into something, one thing that you just want to do, but you haven't dared to do it, or you haven't dared to do it, something is holding you back. Just one thing, and feel free to let me know in the comments if you have that thing, you know what it is. Feel free. And if you're even more courageous, feel free to put in the thing in the comments. For me, one thing was to become an actor. That happened to me. And the old version of me would never have done this. The old version of me would have been so afraid, would have been so full of fear, and had a lot of things coming up that I can't do it, it's not going to happen, people will laugh, I have something else to focus on, all of these things. So when I stepped in front of the camera, if you step into something that is new, it might happen that you have those thoughts, or you have fears showing up like emotions inside of you. I had too. But that's not you. That's old programming. That's something that you and I learned when we were young. Something that our mechanism, our whole system learned because of an experience in our early ages. So stepping into something that might be from our old program, that might be full of fear, all of those reactions will show up inside of us. But it's not you, it's not me, it's that old programming. So when we know that, and we are aware, when you're aware, you step into things that you really want to do, something is calling for you to do this. But then all of the fears is showing up and holding you back, but you do it anyway. And are aware what's coming up, what's coming up, what's coming up, what's coming up. And are aware that it's not you. There's nothing wrong with you. And there's nothing wrong with fear showing up. There's nothing wrong with nervousness showing up. There's nothing wrong with making mistakes. And I'm not saying this from an energy of you have to make mistakes to grow and all of these things. No. I'm speaking about these things showing up. It's old stuff coming up, and it's a possibility of, it's okay, it's there, there's nothing wrong with you. And then still be able to be in those emotions, in those thoughts. Do it, but observe what's going on inside of you, and just know nothing is wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. Wherever you are, whatever is going on in your life, whatever experiencing says you're having, there's nothing wrong with you. I'll see you in the next one. Lots of love.